Hello all, good evening. So welcome to today's Bank Nifty analysis. So let's get started with the macros straight. So as we can see, dollar index during the course of intraday, dollar index was initially a bit flat, but it started to trend upwards. I think from 11:30 onwards, you can see here that dollar started to break its swing high, that is the day's high, and it started to inch upwards. So somehow, I think because of this our markets which were heading upside kind of paused for the moment and closed flat. So dollar as of now is trying to inch up. If you see look at the daily chart, it is at its support actually. Dollar is trying to bounce from its support, but still overall the trend is still down. And when you look at the fall of dollar from the recent swing, it still has 102.7 as a critical resistance, as a 0.382 level. So it is still in a downtrend, but since it is at support zone, it's trying to bounce back with some, even with some minor data coming out. Anyway, today we have two major tech giants, Microsoft and Alphabet's results. So market is keenly awaiting that. But getting back to Bank Nifty's order flow. So Bank Nifty, if you see order flow, the first candle itself hinted this neutral bias. I mean neutral bias in the sense that the delta is very low. If you see the delta is very low, candle is, though it is red, but the delta is very less, and this delta, negative delta, is losing the red delta. So in the sense, it is neutral to positive, the first candle's bias. So why I'm telling neutral is because if you observe the delta of like yesterday or the days when which the index or bank nifty gives good moves, the first candle's delta will be very high. Like if you look at yesterday's delta, it was 84. Okay, right? It is a significantly higher delta, but today's first candle itself showed that. Low delta, and generally this is one observation where if the delta of the first candle is very less, so that the probability is high that it might not significantly go on the upside or downside, or chances are high that it can close flat like this, right? So anyway, the first candle is neutral to positive bias because it is losing the negative delta, and since the overall structure is still bullish, buy on dips should be the strategy. And the next candle is very bullish, and delta also confirms it. So price headed higher. You can see the increasing delta also as the price went higher, so it is tried to hit newer highs. But the issue, I think, happened when price hit this zone, right? I think both Nifty and Bank Nifty reacted similarly in this time frame, that is at around 11:15 candle. Just observe this closely. These two, 11 o'clock and 11:15, both have similar delta profile. But in terms of price, one key observation is that the price is not able to travel upside, even though they have similar delta profile. So, what does this infer? This infers that there is some kind of exhaustion, some kind of negative divergence, some selling pressure. So that's why price is not able to travel on the upside. So this, since the delta is same almost, and price is not able to go up, so some kind of exhaustion we can expect, and in fact, this was more evident in Nifty at the same time. So order flow confluence concept works better here because if you see in the same time frame, let me zoom this a bit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this basically 11 o'clock and 11:15. It was perfect in Nifty because Nifty had a higher delta, and the price is not able to go upside. So proper uh, uh, exhaustion, and the next candle confirms the limit seller kind of setup, where you can see with the proper delta you have a negative closing. So both, this is standard setups. These three, exhaustion and limit seller entry. So index is showing some kind of exhaustion and confluence, since both Nifty and Bank Nifty are experiencing a similar order profile. order flow. So, and price retraced, and since the overall throughout the day when you look at the open interest also, one thing which was evident is the put writing, which was which almost reached a peak. If you see around this zone, I mean, just treat it as a high of put writing for the day. At around 11:30 to 12, the put writing reached the max levels, right? But post that, puts started to unwind and calls started to increase. So call started to increase, the call rating started to increase. So overall, the enthusiasm with which the puts were written in the morning were not visible in the second half, and that is why price did not come back to its morning highs, and in fact it closed at the lows. Even if you observe the overall divergence, I mean, this is very much evident in the OI change. But if you look at the contrast between first half and second half in the this thing, open OI change, you can see that in the first half, when if I take it exactly till 12 o'clock, you can find that the call OI change is almost 82 lakhs and put OI change is 1.42 crore. So significantly higher puts being written. But when you do the same for the second half, you can find that roughly around the same 12 o'clock, you can find that there is more put unwinding. So though whatever puts were being written, almost everything has been unwound for the day, and relatively lesser call unwinding. So that is why price ended at the where a place where it opened. So this is kind of sentiment change. And at that time, from the macros perspective, also, if we observe the dollar chart, dollar was inching to go up. As of now, also it is making a good trending structure for the day. So it went up in the intraday course. So this probably added as a macro sentiment. That is why intermarket analysis works perfectly. So our markets also closed pretty much flat. So overall, when you can see here that I mean, with not much clues. See why I was not so keen that the Bank Nifty would break the high is because one, the OI thing, put writing was reducing. It did not, put writing did not come back. I mean, this put writing, whatever decrease, it did not come back to the original level. So there is some saturation at this level, and in fact it fell, and call rating started to increase. So this is one reason, and of course the macros, what I said. Third, coming to the order flow, how it gave a clues, because there was no follow up order flow. Follow up order flow in terms of increasing delta, like what we saw yesterday. I mean, this delta comes up, but there's no follow up. You can see, this delta is also pretty less, right? So whatever delta which comes up, it is not. I mean, you can see this. It's around the same range, like what was there in the morning, 10k, 13k, 20k. It's not able to go beyond that. So definitely there is not much interest in taking the, I mean, there's no much aggressive buyers to take it up. So, and in fact, there's no aggressive sellers also. So that's why market somewhere closed flat where it opened. So overall, again, a flattish day with mixed global cues, um, a bit of neutral to negative global cues, we can say, because of the rising dollar index added support. So yeah, that is it overall. Coming to the overall structure, as we can see, it is still at its highs after a breakout of this yesterday's trend line on the upside. Price is still at the highs. So today it's like a non-event kind of thing, something like a time-based correction, which happened. But still, structure is pretty much bullish. When you look at the daily time frame, also the retracement level which we discussed in the weekly analysis, it is still intact. The price is still above this zone. In fact, if we do the reverse analysis of this move, we can see that for this up move also, still the price has the room to travel down, to test and further go high if that happens. But still, the structure is pretty much bullish. Let us wait for price to take some global macro cues and decide the future course. So hope this analysis was helpful. Thank you.